You're listening to the Biohackers World podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to Biohackers World 2025. Appreciate everybody for listening and tuning in. And I have Mr. Philipp Holtzendorff-Fehling. Did I get it right?
Yes.
How you doing,
much.
sir?
Hey.
Good seeing you. Welcome to Biohackers World. How you feeling today?
Very good, thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate you actually taking the time. So I just wanted to actually, just to hear a little bit about your story and also like your company. And I appreciate you coming by.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Definitely. So tell me a little bit about yourself, like a little bit of background. I know that you were the VP at T-Mobile at one point, correct? And then now you're actually obviously in health and wellness and also longevity. So tell me just a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, I'm from Germany originally. I've lived in the US since 2010. I was in corporate Europe, indeed, a vice president at T-Mobile International, running 14 countries. And then I moved to the US. I was VP there at T-Mobile US. Then I was C-level executive at a multi-billion-dollar company in the US until 2016. And that's when I got out of corporate and really followed my own calling, which was to really help people and find next level things in health. And that's what I had been working on since that time. And it culminated in publicly launching Lila Quantum Tech in 2019 and Quantum Upgrade in 2022. So that's what I've been doing since then.
No, that's perfect. So what actually got you, inspired to actually get into this field?
Few different things. So in the early 2000s already, I realized that there's way more to life than just the rational, the physical, the day-to-day job. So I got into meditation, I got into yoga, I got into energy healing, and then I got trained in various energy healing techniques, shamanic practices. Okay. I learned how to do past life regression work, all that in parallel to my corporate career.
Okay.
So that was the one thing, and one of the avenues that led to that. The other one was that in 2010, my ex-wife now, she got diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then doctors told us you can't heal it, you have to live with it, and that's pretty much going to be the case until the rest of her life. And then we would not accept it, and I always tried to find the next best thing that would help her. And I realized that's really where my passion was, to find stuff that actually works, that's not a pharmaceutical, which is a rabbit hole on its own, and certainly none of that stuff anyway helps with Lyme disease, right? So you had to go beyond that. And also that was the second avenue, I think.
No, nice. So what do you think is actually like the difference between like the corporate world, like actually taking care of yourself, versus like the spiritual path right now? Like, what do you think is like the biggest difference, and why do you think people are like not necessarily like too worried about their health?
Well, I think more and more people are worried about their health nowadays, right?
I
think the last several years of public health disasters across the world have led to that even more people are now taking their health in their own hands, and that's why people are going to biohacking conferences to actually learn what they can do. So that's all I can say. I don't think there's it's not the case that people don't want to take care of their health. It's just there are a lot of people still out there that don't know that they need to take their health into their own hands and need to do their own research, right? So if you just blindly follow the public narrative or what the government tells you, you're going to be screwed, basically. That's the bad news for you.
Yeah, no, definitely. So you founded, Lila Quantum Lila Quantum Tech. And can you just tell me a little bit about like the process and also, like the A to Z as far as, like this company, because I did a little bit of research and it's like quite fascinating, honestly. So, congratulations on your success, and also, you founded this company. So please tell me just a little bit about the process of Lila.
Yeah, so we developed the technology that can imprint pure natural quantum energy into any object, and it can be leveraged for any physiological organism. And then we can combine it with specific frequencies so that we can do real frequency medicine. That's how you can call it. So Let's break it down. So the quantum energy, we can provide it in form of specific products that we develop that emit super concentrated quantum energy. And then when you hold your hands inside, for example, you can see an instant effect on your blood, on your brain, improvement, heart rate variability, things like that, cellular function improve. That's just neutral, pure quantum energy, though. So then on top of that, we could use that sort of as a carrier wave and add specific frequencies to that. Let's say if you're deficient in magnesium, right?
Okay.
As an example, you could add to that field the information of magnesium so that you can take that in on a frequency basis, if that makes sense. And we could use all kinds of different frequencies. So it doesn't start with magnesium. It could also be vitamin C. It could be your favorite healing plant. It could be a sound frequency. It could be, all kinds of different frequencies that promote something that could stabilize a system, as an example, right? So that's pretty much how it works. And we have developed different products, right, that combine these frequencies and the quantum energy.
So what do you think of like doing like this process, for like all these patients and people that's actually coming to you? What do you think is actually like the number one thing that most people are deficient in?
In terms of vitamins and minerals?
Yes.
I don't
or
think
just in general.
I think in general we're much more deficient as a society nowadays than we ever were, and one of the reasons is that our soils have been depleted. So the nutritional value of a carrot, as an example, is maybe now 10% of it was 20 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that tells you, there's not much in it anymore. And then even if you take organic, right? And organic is still the best food to eat. But now if you go to genetically modified foods, very bad. If you go to the terrible aisles in the grocery store, right, where you get all the packaged foods, the chips, the whatever. There's no nutrition in there whatsoever, right? And certainly not bioavailable. Even if they add something, it's not really bioavailable. So we are deficient in most everything, and definitely it starts with minerals, and then there's certain vitamins we need to take care of. And then probably take care of some other supplements as well. Salts are another thing. So, we've been taught that salts are bad. That's actually incredibly false. Salts are so important for the human body.
Okay.
It's very important, though, which salt, right? It's the regular cheap table salt, the white table salt, that is indeed not good for you. That's the cheap salt you would get in a hospital, as an example. Congratulations, and if you're in the hospital and eat that type of food, right, it makes you more sick. But if you use really good salt, it has all the minerals already inside of it, and it helps you with your system in general, right, and with your hydration. Yeah, and we're depleted also of quantum energy. So that's kind of like the next thing, that our energy levels in general get depleted by all kinds of different stressors, right? So we live in a world that is full of electromagnetic fields, 5G, 4G, Wi-Fi, microwaves, everywhere, Starlink, right? You can't even run away from it anymore. And most people don't know what it does to the human body, right? And why is that? Because they still trust that what the government tells you and some health authorities tell you is the truth, where it is the absolute opposite. There are over 1,000 independent studies out there proving the negative and detrimental effects of electromagnetic fields on humans and on animals. It has significantly negative effects on the brain, on the cellular function, on the blood, on the heart rate variability, all these things, right? Long-term effects, cancer, all this kind of stuff. So we need to do something about it. And our technology happens to help also with that. You can do a lot of other things with our technology, but that's like one of those things that it can harmonize electromagnetic fields in a way that the effects are not negative to you anymore. So you can have the signal, you can talk over Wi-Fi and everything, but you don't suffer the negative consequences.
Yeah, it sounds like this is something that can be very, 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 or it is very, very detrimental, to society. Obviously, besides, because I have a couple more questions when it comes to your company, but before, I guess, a person comes to you, with like, your expertise, what are some things that people can actually do to, I guess, alleviate those stressors or things that actually are affected or impacted by Wi-Fi and also 5G? Like, are there steps that we can actually do, or are we just screwed, regardless of the fact? Because Wi-Fi is everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you can use our technology, frankly. So that's it's a modern technology in a way that you can leverage this technology while you also use your phones and everything. So you will see me with my phone in my pocket. I know what that does to people that don't use our technology, right?
Yeah.
It has an impact. Right? So if I hold my phone to the ear, I don't have a problem because I'm protected with our technology. But if you put it on your ear and you don't use our technology, I can show you in a advanced EEG what it does. It fries your brain. It lights up all the stressors, your beta activity in your brain, for example, your alpha activity in the limbic system gets destroyed. And then in the limbic system, that's sacred, right? That's where the autonomic nervous system is steered, your breath, your heartbeat, and everything, right? And an iPhone 16, for example, already within the first 5 seconds attacks your limbic system if you have it on your ear. So better use the speaker or use AirPods that are wired, not wireless, if you don't use our technology, or turn to our technology.
Definitely. Well, listen, I really appreciate your time. So we're here at the Biohackers World.
Yes.
So got a quick question. Why do you think Biohackers World is so different, compared to like these other conferences, like in your opinion?
Yep. I think it's very interesting and unique because it's very community focused on one hand, and it also allows local communities to build and to come. It's not just about bringing the global biohacking community to a certain spot and come together. No, it's to open up biohacking also to local communities. And so I really like that.
And then to wrap up, in this conference, obviously you have like one of the biggest booths here in the conference. What is your ask, and also what is your give for this conference? Like, what are you asking people, and also like what are you giving to the conference? So
what we're giving is a lot of information. We're giving free testing at the conference. You can get before and after tested the health of your organs with an advanced Decavol method. We do that for free here. Then you can put your hands into one of our devices and then get your after test. And we also discount our products by 20% during the conference, and we just ask the people to have fun and to check it all out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mr. Philipp, I really, really appreciate your time. Can you give us some information as far as where we can find you on social media platforms, anything where we can follow your journey, and we'll wrap up.
Yeah, and I just wrote a book that just launched 10 days ago.
Congratulations.
It's called The Energy of Everything. Thank you. So you can find me on Instagram, Philipp with 1 L and 2 P, and then _VHF. And at Lila Quantum would be the company, and then the website would be leelaq.com. That's LEELAQ.com.
Okay, well, appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I'm already looking forward to the next events in 2026, Los Angeles, and to Chicago and to New York. And I know in January after, there's going to be Miami as well.